This jeepney is now being ticketed by SAICT for not using his headlights. He has turned them on now, but when they first flagged him down, he was not using his headlights. And in fact, that's a very common complaint from people. The jeepneys are driving around without any lights at night. But it's not only jeepneys that are being flagged down. For example, you'll see this one has a missing headlight on the front, or a broken headlight. So far, this driver has been unable or unwilling to show his license. I'm guessing that he does have one because this jeepney looks in such a great condition. I don't believe anyone would let an unlicensed driver behind the wheel of this.
Nasaan ang lisensya mo?
Naiwan ko po sa bag.
Ha?
Naiwan ko po sa bag.
Nasaan yung bag mo?
Nasa Pasay po.
Ba't mo naman iniwan?
Nakalimutan, ngayon ko alam mo naisip eh.
Ako, nagdadrive ka ng jeep, wala kang lisensya dala-dala.
The driver says that he has a license, but he left it at home. Well, that's something they hear all the time. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. Surprisingly, that lady's not wearing a helmet. The crazy thing is, she does actually have a helmet. She's just not wearing it, maybe because her hair is wet. What I've noticed is a lot of people carry their helmet, even if they don't intend to wear it, so that if they do get flagged down, they can put it on. And the truth is, a lot of enforcers would just say, okay, next time. And that's why people go into that habit where even if they have a helmet, they don't wear it. But in this case, you can see the license is being given and it will be ticketed for the violation. They just flagged down this vehicle because the headlights are off. It's also got one of those tilting plate covers that make the plate face the ground. And I can't really think of a good reason why people use those. It definitely makes it harder for enforcers to read the plate from a distance. And they've actually flagged down 2 motorcycles already which have excess passengers. It's only allowed to be 2 people on the bike. I probably shouldn't call them SAICT anymore because technically they do have a new name. Although it's a little bit hard to memorize. I think it's Special Action and Intelligence Committee for Transport. And it's not only in Camias. Even here in the north, or north of EDSA, you can see the same thing. One of the SAICT enforcers tried to apprehend this jeepney, but he drove away. So they used their car to chase him, block him off, and now they're asking for the license. The initial violation was illegal loading, unloading. I don't know if they'll also add the seatbelt and then the driving in slippers and all the other violations. I'm not 100% sure. See that Jeep in the background? You probably can't because he doesn't have his headlights on. And I know some people are going to say, well, they turn them off so people can read the signboards. But he's in the middle of EDSA. That's the thing that always gets me with the Jeeps. No headlights, but there's red lights, there's blue lights, there's green lights. Anyway, it is being enforced, so... Aside from the headlights, it looks like the driver only has 1 brake light also. Although that's still better than many of the Jeeps driving by that don't have any brake lights. And although it's a little bit hard to show on camera because it's so dark, a lot of tickets are being written out. The e-trike is actually counterflowing on EDSA. Can you imagine that? Here's another e-bike counterflowing on EDSA. The thing is, many e-trikes and e-bikes don't actually require a license and they don't require registration. But there are limitations on how you can use them and where you can use them. The problem comes when people go outside of those limitations, for example, bringing them here on EDSA or counterflowing and things like that, because when you flag them down, they do not have a license, they do not have registration, so there's nothing you can put on the ticket. And then if you say, okay, I'm going to impound it, well, what's the reason? You're driving without license. But wait, LTO said I don't need a license or registration for this vehicle. So it becomes very complicated.